Hello, my YouTube viewers, fans. It is, it is Sebastian of Sebastian's Movie Game Time, and I thought, today I'm gonna record a special episode because this past Tuesday, I'm not sure you don't realize, or I'm sure you know about this, but this past Tuesday was the 69th birthday of of the was an action star's birthday this past Tuesday. That was Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis, who turned 69 this past Tuesday, and his birthday was this Tuesday as well. So I thought, what I would do a special episode. Maybe I'll call this episode 25. Yeah. And I'm here gonna talk about and review a lot of the Bruce Willis movies. These are the Bruce Willis films I'm going to talk about. It's the ones that I enjoyed, the ones I liked, and I had fun watching his movies. So let's get started, shall we? First off, I'm going to start off with the underrated one of Bruce Willis' underrated movie roles. It's going back to the year of 2000, and this film is called Unbreakable. Now, Unbreakable. This is like the first. This is like the first of the M Night Shyamalan trilogy. Unbreakable is the first. Second is the Split movie that came out 2016, and the third chapter of the M Night trilogy is called Glass, and and the third last movie, Glass, it deals with all three characters: the Bruce Willis character, the James McAvoy character from Split, and Sam Jackson's character, who was also Unbreakable, who plays the character Glass in the Unbreakable movie. The third final trilogy of the Glass movie, it has all three of them. But you know what? When I heard to talk about, because I talked about Glass, I haven't talked about Split yet, but I'll talk about Split when we get to the year it came out. But so this is going back to the beginning and Unbreakable. So it's about a man who survived a train crash accident. Then when he realized, and then later on he realizes that he has ability powers that he's never heard about, and his powers and the powers that he has in him with himself is strengths. Like he can stretch, he can stretch somebody or stretch like heavy metal bars. That's his strengths, and his weakness is the character's weakness is water. He hates water. It's kind of like kryptonite. You know how Superman doesn't like the green kryptonite? Superman because it takes away his powers. Well, the character that the Bruce Willis plays in Unbreakable, his weakness is water, and if his character gets into water, it kind of destroys him, takes away his powers, and literally kills him. So his weakness is water, or like a puddle of water. That's his weakness. And the character's ability powers is strength. He can stretch. He can stretch heavy metal bars too heavy. He can just stretch it, or as wide as he can because of his strength ability. So, anyways, it's about a man who survives a train car accident, who realizes he has ability gifted powers, and every time he bumps into somebody, he can tell that inside them, he can tell either they're good or they're like bad, like convict criminals, or a good person. He can sense things. So he's more like this character that Bruce Willis plays in this movie. It's more like a hero. That's what I believe in. Unbreakable stars Bruce Willis, Samuel Jackson, who was great as a character Elijah Pierce, known as Glass, the character he plays. You got Robin Wright and Spencer Treat Clark, who plays his son, the Bruce Willis son's character in the movie. I give Unbreakable 3 out of 3 stars. Um, we have Disney's The Kid, about an unhappy man who gets a second chance of life when he sees a version of himself. He gets a chance. He gets a second chance of life when he sees an 8-year-old kid, but doesn't realize that the kid that he's talking to and he sees is his imaginary of himself when he was like 8 years old. So it's like he's seen himself. Bruce Willis' older character sees himself when he was like an 8-year-old kid, and he sees in him that that was a younger of himself when he was 8 years old in the movie. So I just thought it was interesting about an older character sees a younger boy character of that. It turns out it has to be himself when he was younger at that age. I just thought it was a very good movie, a little movie. It's it's Disney's a kid. It's about an unhappy man who gets second chance of life when he sees an 8-year-old kid talks to an 8-year-old kid, but doesn't realize that that's a version of himself, in the past. The movie stars Bruce Willis, Spencer Breslin, Emily Mortimer, and Lily Tomlin. I give Disney's the Kid 3 out of 3 stars. We have the whole 9 yards. It's about a dentist named Oz who realizes that his next door neighbor is actually a famous gangster named Jimmy the Tulip Tulitsky, who has moved in inside his house right next to the dentist's house, and Jimmy, and he realizes that this gangster, this Jimmy Tulip character gangster, he's hiding from the other mobsters because their mobsters want to kill him, So, it's a black comedy. It's a black edgy comedy movie, The Whole 9 Yards. It stars Bruce Willis, the late Matthew Perry, Natasha Hessridge, Amanda Peet, and Rosanna Arquette, and the late Michael Clark Duncan. I give The Whole 9 Yards 3 out of 3 stars. We have Bandits. It's about 2 criminals who break out of a prison, and as they plan to rob a bank and try to steal money from it. Along the way, they meet up with a woman that the both two lead characters fall in love for, of the same woman that they're in. Um, it's another underrated movie, Bandits. If you never heard about it, it's from 2001. It stars Bruce Willis, Billy Bob Thornton, and Kate Blanchett. I give Bandits 3 out of 3 stars. We had The Fifth Element. It's about a cab driver who then becomes a hero as he is in search for a legendary cosmic weapon that could destroy possible the evil forces that is going to come and destroy the world or Earth. The Fifth Element is a beloved classic to a lot of science fiction fans out there. I really enjoyed The Fifth Element. I always have. When I was younger, I saw it. It stars Bruce Willis, Gary Oldman, Mila Jovovich, Ian Holm, Chris Tucker, who was so funny as a character. He plays a character of Ruby Rod. Chris Tucker's appearance, it's so funny. Who else? Yeah, and I say Gary, yeah. And the movie also features Luke Perry. I'm not sure you didn't realize this, but the late Luke Perry, he was in The Fifth Element. I'm not sure you know about that, but yeah. I was like, oh, Luke Perry, okay. But it's like a small part, though. He's in it, but he's in the film. I get The Fifth Element 3 out of 3 stars. I like the visual, action, aspects of it. It's nice. So 3 out of 3 stars for The Fifth Element. We have Die Hard 2. Well, John McClane's back as he fights. John McClane's back from the first Die Hard movie as he fights a new gone rogue military operatives who gone rogue, who have taken, who are threatened, who threatens the people inside the control tower at the airport that they will crash a plane with hostages in it if they don't do what they tell them what to do. Again, John McClane, like the first Die Hard movie, he finds a way to defeat the rogue military operatives one by one to a slam bang, start to finish action. I give Die Hard 2 out of 3 stars. It stars Bruce Willis, Bonnie Bedelia, who plays his wife from the first Die Hard movie, Ridgel Val Johnson, who popped up in this one, who plays the cop officer in the first Die Hard. He's in it. Franco Nero, character, classic actor who played the original Django himself. That he played the Django character film, Franco Nero, and Robert Patrick is in it too. A young Robert Patrick. This is before he got the part of Terminator 2, Judgment Day. So Robert Patrick was really young in it. Um, and William Sadler from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, where he plays the devil character in that Bill and Ted Bogus Journey movie. William Sadler plays like the villain, and the main villain in this Die Hard 2. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot another person's in it. John Amos from the show from the '70s show, The Good Times. John Amos also appears in it. I give Die Hard 2 2 out of 3 stars. We have Red 2. It's about a retired CIA agent, Frank, who reunites his team of, elite operatives in a quest to track down a missing nuclear device. Um, this is a sequel to the first Red movie that Bruce Willis did in 2010. I like Red 2 a lot. I mean, the first Red movie was really fun. It was. The action was there. The comedy was there. I don't know, but I kind of like Red. I kind of like Red 2 a lot more better. It had more action, more cast of characters, and more humor. I just thought it was more better. Red 2 stars Bruce Willis, Mary Louise Parker, Helen Mirren, John Malkovich, Catherine Zeta-Jones, um, Neil McDonough, from the Justified show, Brian Coss, from the Succession, way before he did the Succession on HBO show, and who else? Byron, Han Lee from the G.I. Joe movies, who plays the character of Storm Shadow. Who else? Yeah, okay. So Red 2, I give 3 out of 3 stars for Red 2. We have Live Free or Die Hard. This is my favorite Die Hard. Like the first Die Hard movie, it's a classic. With a Vengeance, it's another good one. Live Free or Die Hard is my favorite one. So Live Free or Die Hard. It's about John McClane, who must protect a young genius hacker from a breed of terrorists who are out to kill him or get rid of him. And John McClane must do everything he can to save the day. So I like this Die Hard movie, Live Free or Die Hard. Well, I can call it Die Hard 4, which is called Die Hard 4. I just call it Die Hard 4. I really enjoyed it. I love the action scenes in it. There's one action scene. I love the action scenes in Die Hard 4. There's one scene at the climax ending where the John McClane's character is driving a truck, and he's driving a truck up that little freeway that you swore around, and then he jumps on top from the truck. He jumps on top of what's it, like a fighter jet plane, and and he does that jump that is, I'm not sure what they call it, but I know that's not Bruce Willis doing that stunt. It's a stunt double, but the way that the stunt man, the way he did that, played the John McClane character jump from the truck, the semi truck, to on top of the jet plane or the jet fighter, and he jumps off of it. That's one of my favorite action scenes. The action scene is nonstop action. Die Hard 4. They went all out for Die Hard 4. It was all the action. Live Free or Die Hard. It stars Bruce Willis, Justin Long, Timothy Olyphant, who plays a villain. I like Timothy Olyphant in this movie. I'm a big Timothy Olyphant fan, but I like his villain in Die Hard 4. He was great as the villain. Oh, just great, menacing, and compelling. Maggie Q was good in it too. I thought Maggie Q was another good addition as a woman villain. She was good too, to the bringing to the villain a mix of villains in this one. It was cool. Yeah, so Justin Long's in it. Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Cliff Curtis, and Kevin Smith apparently pops up in it as well. So I get Live Free or Die Hard or Die Hard 4. I'll just call it Die Hard 4. 4 out of 3 stars. We have Detective Knight Independence. It's the third and final chapter of the Detective Knight 1 and 2 trilogies that finds the Detective James Knight character race against time to stop an unhinged EMT worker who poses as a police officer outfits and starts killing random people. And at the same time, this unhinged EMT worker is dating a, a girl who happens to be the daughter of the Bruce Willis's Detective Night character in the film. So um, I like this Detective Night Independence movie. The first Detective Night movie and the second one called the first one's called Detective Night. That's the first one. The second one's called Detective Night Redemption. I like those two, but I like this one a lot better. And at the end, and there's a climax chase scene at the end of this in Detective Night Independence movie that the Bruce Willis character gets out the passenger side of a truck that's chasing another car, and he jumps on top from the truck. He jumps from this SWAT team truck, the SWAT vehicle, to onto an ambulance that is chasing that the bad guy's driving, with his daughter's character held hostage in the back of it. So the Bruce Willis character jumps from the SWAT vehicle car to the back of the inside of the ambulance. I thought that was like when I saw the Bruce Willis character did that, I was like, oh, see, this is the Bruce Willis I met. This is the Bruce Willis I miss him watching doing, jumping from one vehicle to another. That's the Bruce Willis I miss watching. So it was great he did that a little homage. I give Detective Independence 4 out of 3 stars. Stars Bruce Willis, Dana Mayer, Jack Kilmer, who plays the villain kid in this one. And actually, I didn't know about this, but Jack Kilmer. Do you know whose dad is? And at first, I'm like, Jack Kilmer. That last name sounds familiar. I just couldn't believe it. So I looked up the kid's name, Jack Kilmer. I looked up his name, and you know what his dad is? I couldn't believe it. And I thought, okay, it kind of makes sense that his last name starts Kilmer. He is the son, and his father is Val Kilmer, the Val Kilmer of Tombstone and the Saint. That's his son, is Jack Kilmer. Is his father is Val Kilmer. So, oh, okay, well that makes sense. Talking about Jack Kilmer, his last name, he has his dad's last name. So okay, so he's related to Val Kilmer. So I never knew that until now. It's like, oh, that's cool. And also stars Rilo Shields. Rilo Shields. You should probably remember her because she played the youngest sister of Katniss Everdeen. She's the one that Katniss Everdeen takes her younger sister's place and take a volunteer at the Hunger Games films. So she's the youngest sister of Katniss Everdeen, Rilo Shields. Is in Detective Independence. So, oh, okay, that's who she's, Rilo Shields. She's I think her character is Primrose Everdeen, the sister of Katniss in the Hunger Games film. So, oh, okay. So, I give Detective Independence 4 out of 3 stars. We have Eli Ross's new version modern take on Death Wish. But the original Death Wish movie is about a character named Paul Kersey, who is an architect who builds cities and landscapings. But in this Death Wish new version take on it, the Bruce Willis plays a character Paul Kersey, who's a surgeon at the Chicago hospital, and who goes on a revenge killing spree to get back the people who killed his wife and put his daughter in a hospital. And from start to finish, the Bruce Willis character takes on this character that Charles Bronson played in the original Death Wish movies. Now, if you haven't seen the original Death Wish movies, like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There's like 5 original Death Wish movies. I've seen all the 5 original Death Wish movies. That all 5 starred Charles Bronson. But the third Death Wish movie with Charles Bronson, the third Death Wish is my favorite, my personal favorite, with Charles Bronson. So if you haven't seen any of the Death Wish movies, you only seen this version of Bruce Willis' Death Wish, go back and see the original Death Wish from the 70s. Then watch the second one, the third, the fourth, and the fifth one. And like I said, the third Death Wish is my personal favorite. No, actually, at least my favorite, yeah. This new Death Wish movie I thought was cool. Eli Ross directing it, so make it brutal and bloody. He's known for. Death Wish remake stars Bruce Willis, Vincent D'Onofrio, and Elizabeth Shue. I give it 4 out of 3 stars for a Desperate remake. Um, we have Cop Out. It's about two NYPD detectives who must take down a gangster who have stolen one of the detective's rare baseball cards to pay for his daughter's wedding memorial. No, I'm sorry. His daughter's wedding ceremony to pay for the bills and insurance and stuff like that. It's a Kevin Smith movie. It's an action comedy film by Kevin Smith, Cop Out. It stars Bruce Willis, Tracy Morgan, uh, Shaw William Scott, and Michelle Trachtenberg. I get Cop Out 4 out of 3 stars. We have Deadlock. It's about uh, it's about a man who works at a power plant who springs into action after a group of gone rogue deadly elite operatives who takes over this power plant and taking hostages people that are working at this power plant. And it's a straight to DVD Bruce Willis action movie. If you're wondering, it is Deadlock. It stars Patrick Muldoon from Starship Troopers. He's the one that's character gets that. He's the one that is gets he's getting he get his brain sucked out his brain by one of the bugs in the Starship Troopers movie. And Bruce Willis, who plays a villain. Who plays a villain in Deadlock? It's like, oh, Bruce Willis plays a villain, and Bruce Willis has some good moment scenes in it as the bad guy in this film. So, oh, cool. So that's definitely I'm in for. Giving Bruce Willis, have some good moment scenes. I'm all down. I give Deadlock 4 out of 3 stars. We have Looper. Oh, I like Looper. I saw it twice. Oh, I enjoyed it. Looper's about it's set in the year of 2079 when the mob wants to take out somebody. They will send them through this small telepad time machine, and then somebody in the past will be waiting for that person that the mob sent back in time. There's a person with the gun will be waiting for them to come out, and so for this one assassin kid, he's waiting to shoot this new person that the mob sent to be killed and destroyed, and then suddenly he realizes that the person that the mob sent that this younger kid is going to kill. It turns out he's a version. That's him when he's much older, and later on in the future he'll become much older, and so the younger kid sees himself as this older guy of himself in the future. So it's kind of like so I just thought it's a very good movie, Looper. If you never heard about it, I recommend you watch it and check it out. It stars Bruce Willis, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Paul Dano, Piper Pebro, and Jeff Daniels was good in it too. I give Looper 4 out of 3 stars. It's a very interesting movie. If you never heard or never seen it, I recommend it. 4 out of 3 stars for Looper. We have The Last Boy Scout. It's about a washed out PI detective and a disgraced ex football player who form a unlikely partnership to stop a corrupted politician, and is set around the entire Super Bowl of the football world game and stuff like that. There are sometimes very graphically action scenes in it, the wisecracking humor, and so The Last Boy Scout, and actually realize if you look at the trivia for The Last Boy Scout, Bruce Willis and Damian Wayne. Well, maybe I should not say that. Yeah, The Last Boy Scout stars Bruce Willis, Damian Wayans, Taylor Negron. You should probably Taylor Negron because he was the guy who brought a box of pizzas and Fast Times at Ridgemont High to Sean Penn's character Jess Piccoli in the classroom. And then he also, his most famous role, Taylor Negron, is a Disney movie he did called Angels in the Outfield. He plays a character whose job is to babysit the two main kids in Angels in the Outfield, and they completely gets tormented, harassed by these two kids. So he's known for that too. So Terry Negron plays like a supporting villain in this last Boy Scout movie. What else we got? We got we got Halle Berry before she became who she is today. Um, who else? Bruce McGill, a good character actor from National Lampoon's Animal House movie, and who later on played the Sergeant Vince Corsac character from Riz Alley and Else. Bruce McGill pops up in it, and Danielle Harris. Danielle Harris, who was a teenager girl in Last Boy Scout, plays the Bruce Willis's daughter character in the Last Boy Scout movie. So I was like, oh, it was cool to see Danielle Harris plays a daughter to the Bruce Willis character in Last Boy Scout. So I give Last Boy Scout 4 out of 3 stars. Um, we have Die Hard was a Vengeance, a third chapter of the Die Hard movies. Now, this is my mom's favorite Die Hard movie. Well, my mom's favorite Die Hard movie is the first Die Hard movie. This one was a Vengeance. Is her two favorites. And actually, to be honest, I like Die Hard was a Vengeance. It's about John McClane from the past two Die Hard movies. Um, he's in New York City as he teams up with the civilian person to find this mysterious bomber guy who calls himself Simon, who plays cat and mouse deadly games with Sean McClane's character throughout the entire of the movie. I Get to Her with a Vengeance, 4 out of 3 stars. It stars Bruce Willis, Samuel Jackson, Jeremy Irons, who was great as the villain, as the mysterious villain character of Simon. He was good. Jeremy Irons, great character, a good character actor. Um, I Get to Her with a Vengeance, 4 out of 3 stars, like I said. Um, we have the Sixth Sense. Now the Sixth Sense, it's completely not talk about a Bruce Willis movie. I think a lot of people should recommend watch The Sixth Sense. If you love Bruce Willis, you're gonna like him in The Sixth Sense. It's completely one of the most iconic. It has one of the most shocking endings ever, and it's really a cult classic. And this is the first. This is the first time. This is the first movie that Bruce Willis did was M. Night Shyamalan. The second one will be Unbreakable, and the third one will be him and Bruce Willis again, and the Dirk Glass movie. So the Sixth Sense is about a it's about a character named Dr. Malcolm, who's a child psychologist who helps out, who meets and helps out an 8-year-old boy who has terrifying visions, dreams of dead ghosts, of a dead girl, who a spirit, dead girl's spirit, who comes to taunt the kid that to solve her murder mystery, and to solve her murder deaths, who really killed her and stuff like that. And the ending, like I said, is the mind blowing ending of all time. I give The Sixth Sense 3 out of 3 stars. It stars Bruce Willis, Haley Joel Osment. He was like a young kid in the movie. He was 8 years old when he did this movie. So Haley Joel Osment, and Michelle Barton was a young teenage girl in the film too, as well. She pops up in The Sixth Sense, Michelle Barton, and Toni Collette as Haley Joel Osment's character's mother in the film. I'll give The Sixth Sense 4 out of 3 stars. We have Hudson Hawk. It's about a world famous cat burglar who, after being in prison for 10 years, is trying to go straight until CIA blackmails him and his partner to pull off one more stealing free Da Vinci masterpiece art paintings. Now, Hudson Hawk. When Hudson Hawk came out, it was a commercial box office flop movie. It was considered a Razzie movie when it first came out, and I never heard nothing about this Hudson Hawk movie. So I finally got a chance to watch it, Hudson Hawk, and I don't see nothing wrong about the movie. Well, you could look at the movie, like, yeah, you can see why it was a commercial box office movie flop movie when it first came out. It didn't do so good. People considered a Razzie movie. You could tell, but I really don't care about the movie. I thought the movie was so fun. I liked the movie. It was funny. It has the funny humor. I like this type of funny humor that is in the movie. I really enjoyed it, Hudson Hawk. I don't know why a lot of people that was a commercial flop movie. It was really not that bad. So people may see it as a bad commercial bad movie, but I don't. I don't find it a commercial bad movie. It's a fun little cult classic movie, is what I call it. I give I'll give Hudson Hawk 3 out of 3 stars. It stars Bruce Willis, Danny Aiello, and who else is in it? Andy McDowell, and James Coburn is in it too. A character actor, James Coburn, I should say, and Andy McDowell. So I give Hudson Hawk 4 out of 3 stars. We have Armageddon. It's about NSAR who recruits a team of misfit stored drillers who go into space after an impact of a cosmic impact hits Earth. As and Bruce Willis leads a team of other misfits teams to go into space and save the day and save the planet Earth that we live on. It's a Michael Bay movie, Armageddon. It stars Bruce Willis, Billy Bob Thornton, Liv Taylor, Ben Affleck, Owen Wilson, Michael Clark Duncan, Will Patton, Keith David, William Fetchner, and Peter Stormare, and Steve Buscemi. So, I give Armageddon 4 out of 3 stars. We have the Jackal. The Jackal is about a professional assassin who goes by the name only as a Jackal, who's been hired to assassinate, who disguises himself as different people to assassinate, to eliminate a U.S. government. So then the FBI recruits an IRA, Irish terrorist, played by Richard Gere's by Richard Gere's character, to help and track down this Jackal assassin character. I give the Jackal 4 out of 3 stars. It stars Bruce Willis, Richard Gere, Diane Venor, Sidney Poitier from In the Heat of Night, the black and white movie Heat of Night, Sidney Poitier. Jack Black is in it too. It was cool to see Jack Black has a small appearance part in the Jackal. And J.K. Simmons, before he won Academy Award for Whiplash movie, J.K. Simmons is in a Jackal. I give the Jackal 4 out of 3 stars. We have Hostage. It's about a hostage new negotiator named Jeff, whose wife and daughter have been kidnapped by thieves who tells the Bruce Willis character to. And so the Bruce Willis character, who's the hostage negotiator, he must make a difficult choice. Either saving his wife and daughter who have been taken from him and been held hostage, or he goes into a house that has, a sister and her brother inside this house. So it's kind of an edge of your seat action movie. Hostage. It's really a little good action movie. Hostage. It stars Bruce Willis, Rumor Willis. His real life daughter is in the movie. Kevin Pollak, Jimmy Bennett, Michelle Horn, Ben Foster, who's completely unrecognizable, like a gothic kind of character he plays in the movie, and Jonathan Tucker also is in the movie too, but. The Ben Foster's character role in Hostage, it's really a must talk about role. Like, wow, Ben Foster, he has his black hair, dyed hair black, and he's like this, ruthless, out of control person. He was good. I give Hostage 4 out of 3 stars. We have Trauma Center. It's about an injured woman who's trapped in a lockdown hospital that is being overseas taken by a pair of killers who wants to kill her, and because she has evidence, the woman has evidence that could tie these two pair of killers to the murder victim. It could lead back to them, so they want evidence, which is a bullet that they wanted to take out this woman, from not, for her not giving them to the police. So it's about a woman who's trapped in a hospital and injured, who's injured, being pursued for the entire movie in this hospital by these two pair killers. And Bruce Willis plays a detective who must. Bruce Willis has some great action moment scenes as well because it's Bruce Willis movie. So you can't make a Bruce Willis movie if you don't have him do action moment scenes, and he does have good action moments. Bruce Willis. It stars so Trauma Center stars Bruce Willis, um, Nikki Whelan, and and Nikki Whelan and Bruce Willis. 4 out of 3 stars for Trauma Center. We have Catch 44. Oh, and if you know what Trauma Center, it's a direct-to-video movie. If you're wondering, Catch 44 is about 3 women who are sent by a drug lord to meet at 3 a.m. To go to his diner at 3 a.m. in the morning to receive money shipment package. Then suddenly all hell breaks loose once the 3 women get to his diner. All hell breaks loose. It's like an open shootout, free fire shootout that they'll get himself into. It stars Marlene Anchorman, Bruce Willis, Forrest Whitaker, Nikki Reed. You're probably Nikki Reed because she's done some movies, and Brad Dorff has a small part in it as well. Catch 44, and the film also stars Derbers and Woe. Derbers and Woe. Why does the name sound familiar? Well, because you should probably remember her from this TV show that used to be on Showtime. And I think it had like 10 or 11 seasons. I'm not really sure seasons there is. Derbers and Woe. She plays the character of Jessica Humphrey. That's the character, Jessica Humphrey character she plays in the True Blood. She's the vampire. She is Jessica Humphrey character in True Blood. She's the one with the red hair that that is apprenticed to Bill Compton's character on the True Blood show. But she's in Catch 44, Deborah's Ann Rowe, if you know who she is. Oh, and you should probably know her too because, she also appeared in the Marvel Daredevil. Her character in Marvel's Daredevil is Karen Page. That's the character's name is Karen Page. She plays that character in Marvel's Netflix. Marvel's Daredevil, if you're wondering what else she has done besides True Blood. I get Catch 44, 4 out of 3 stars. We have Sin City. Now, going into Sin City, when I saw the trailer for this movie, I was like, Sin City? I had never heard nothing about Sin City. It's based on a graphic novel by a guy named Frank Miller. So I had nothing heard about Sin City. So then when I saw the trailer for this movie, and then when I saw all these cast name stars in Sin City, like Clive Owen, Rosario Dawson, Jessica Alba, Benicio del Toro, Alexis Bledel from the TV show hit Gilmore Girls, and later on to star in The Handmaid's Tale with Elizabeth Moss. You got Brittany Murphy popped up in the movie as well. The late Brittany Murphy. It was great to see her. You got Powers Boot, who plays a corrupted politician. You have Josh Hartnett, who plays like a mysterious assassin. Michael Madsen appears in it. Mickey Rourke, who plays this character named Marv, who I thought was a really cool character. And Elijah Wood, who plays the character of Kevin with the glasses and with the fingernails. He was cool as well. So when I saw these cast stars' names, even Benicio del Toro's in it too. It was cool to see Benicio popped up in it. I was just like completely blown away by the cast in Sin City. It's like, wow, I definitely want to see this movie. Because I'm a sucker movie fan when it comes to movies I'm a sucker fan when it comes to movies that has ensemble cast stars. I love movies with big ensemble cast. That's my favorite thing about movies is big ensemble cast. I love every cast in that movie, Sin City. So Sin City is about it tells 4 stories about different bizarre characters, and who all of them have one thing in common. All the characters have in common. They all live in this corrupted city called Sin City, and they must band together to fight the forces of evil, like a corrupt mayor and other corruption people that run the Sin City. So, but like I said, the movie stars Jessica Alba, Bruce Willis, Clive Owen, Marcio Dawson, Josh Hartnett, Elijah Wood, Alexis Bledel. Michael Clark Dunklin was is in it, and who else? Benicio del Toro, the late Brittany Murphy, Michael Madsen. Um, you know what's my favorite thing about the Sin City movie? Is Bruce Willis. The Bruce Willis character is the best thing about Sin City. Now, I was not going to talk about Sin City movie because it has so many ensemble cast stars, but I thought, I'm going to talk about Sin City because there's one character that's my favorite in Sin City. It's Bruce Willis. The Bruce Willis character is my favorite. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the other cast of characters in Sin City. They all play good characters in the movie. They all had their moments to shine, yes. But to me, I like about Sin City the most is Bruce Willis. The Bruce Willis character is the best thing about. That's my favorite character in Sin City. Is the Bruce Willis character. And I even have an action figure of his character, and I have a poster of his character. I think his character's name is Sin City. Bruce Willis' character in Sin City's name is John Harrigan. I think that's the character's name. Yeah, I have a poster of his character. I have an action figure of his character from the movie. So I give Sin City 4 out of 3 stars. But like I said, the Bruce Willis character is the best thing about that movie that I like about. So 3 out of 3 stars for the first Sin City movie. And finally, we come to the last Bruce Willis movie. And it's the one that started it all and that made him an action icon star. And before I say the name of this last movie of his, this last movie I'm talking about, this one started it all. This movie made him an action star icon, and it made people today that we'll love Bruce Willis, what we like about him, his action icon roles, and and it's the first Die Hard movie, the one that started it all, the one that made Bruce Willis a household name for action icon, the movie that made him a star. And it's about John McClane's about an NYPD named John McClane who comes to Los Angeles to reunite with his wife, who that are kind of they're not together, they're taking a break from each other, but and John McClane happens to be in this skyscraper LA building that gets taken over, seized by international terrorists, led by a cool villain named Hans Gruber, and his man, and his deadly men, and his deadly henchmen, I should say. What can I say about the first Die Hard movie? Nothing I can't say about the first Die Hard movie. It's a classic. It's a stand of its time. And a lot of people argue that it's a Christmas movie or not a Christmas movie. And I don't believe I'm not taking nobody's sides. I believe the first Die Hard movie is a Christmas movie. But like, yeah, but it's not a Christmas movie because the first Die Hard movie came out what? The first one came out what? July, and the story's set in the story in the movie takes place on Christmas. But I kind of find the first Die Hard movie a Christmas movie. I don't care what people say. No, it's not a Christmas movie. No, I believe what I believe in. I believe that the first Die Hard movie, it's a Christmas film. I believe that. I don't care what people disagree with me on that. But hey, people are entitled to their own opinions and agendas about. But I believe the first Die Hard movie, it's a Christmas movie. I'll watch it every year on Christmas because just for fun of it. And there's so many good villain characters. Alan Rickman, the first Die Hard movie really made Alan Rickman a household name before he played Professor Snape in the Harry Potter movies. This movie Die Hard made him a villain star, and he was great. And and there's a henchman character who works for Hans Gruber in the film, and it's Carl, played by a character actor named Alexander Goodenough, who plays a character of Carl, and Alexander Goodenough's character Carl was great too in Die Hard as the henchman, who works for Hans Gruber. Alexander Goodenough was good. He's no longer alive with us, but Alexander Goodenough played a good iconic villain role, like Alan Rickman's Hans Gruber is an icon role. So the first Die Hard movie stars Bruce Willis, Alexander Goodenough, Alan Rickman, Bonnie Bedelia, Paul Gleason, who played the principal, character from John Hughes' Breakfast Club movie. And Reginald Vale Johnson, who plays the police officer who talks to John McClane over the walkie-talkie throughout the entire of the movie. Oh, and Die Hard movie stars character actor Robert Davi. I get the first Die Hard movie 3 out of 3 stars. Okay, everybody, that would do it for special episode 25. And I mentioned all the films that I really like, enjoy. There's one films of Bruce Willis that I thought it was decent, but the other movies I talked about of his, I really enjoy and like. So, hey, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll do a brand new episode on next Monday. So thank you again for watching me talking to me, for me to talk about Bruce Willis, an action icon star, and we will like him in movies, and we will appreciate him in the movies. After we celebrate his late birthday, who turned 69 years old this past Tuesday. So congratulations on Bruce Willis turning 69. And so that's everybody, and I'll see you at the movies.